Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan. And you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen right there. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss what we're bringing to the world, all right? So I am your homie HerbMan. I'm your resident herbalist slash holistic healer. All right, and today we just want to talk about uh, the incentives that they are giving out for people to go down there and take that jab. All right, and I want to talk about why some of these incentives are just kind of very exclusive to a certain group of people, especially when you're talking about incentives like cutting or commuting your sentence when you go to jail, or shortening your community service. All right, or giving you a $20 lottery ticket to play in some lotto. All of these things are geared toward a certain type of people. And I'm not saying that it's a conspiracy, but I want you to kind of use your brain to understand why would they give these type of incentives, and who are the predominant people going in and out of these particular institutions or dealing with these institutions that they are incentivizing, i.e., the jail, community service, the lottery. Who plays that in the majority of the people or in the majority of the communities? Okay, so you have to think to yourself sometimes, why would y'all do these type of incentives? I mean, why would you cut a person's community service if they get vaccinated, or why would you shorten a person's sentence based on what they did if they get vaccinated? Why would you give me a $20 lottery ticket for hundreds of $1 million? Why would you do these types of things? Okay, and so those are the things that we got to talk about and that we want to deal with on a day-to-day basis to try to figure out exactly what is the ulterior motive. And you do have to ask yourself those things. I mean, I think that that is an important question to ask. Why incentivize this particular situation? We haven't been incentivized for any of the other issues that's going on. I mean, again, you still don't have a cure for the cold, the flu, and a lot of other issues that's going on. Cancer, diabetes, all these things you don't have a cure for. And there really hasn't been any, uh, uh, anything to incentivize to get a cure or to go down there and get a shot that will protect you. Even when we're talking about the AIDS and the Ebola and all these breakouts that happened, you really didn't have these types of incentives, for people to really go down there and make sure you protect yourself. But the other thing with that is that we have to understand people like myself coming out making videos, because what we're trying to do is tell you what's coming down the pipeline so that you can understand that going forward, you guys, you're going to need some type of preventative health regimen. I'm not talking about waiting till you get sick, because when you wait till you get sick, you're going to have to do things you don't want to do. And I find that a lot of people don't want to make those lifestyle changes when they have to. All right, and then they wait and wait and wait and wait until they just gotta make those lifestyle changes, and even then it's very hard and difficult for them, and so a lot of people end up giving up. They're tired of the fight for having to change, the fight for having to commit to themselves, the fight for having that discipline that they need. They're tired. They don't want to change anything. They don't have the energy. They don't have the fortitude left to do any changes, to do anything extra, to do anything different. Okay, and so what we're trying to do here on Erdman Inc. and this platform is really educate you guys on why it is beneficial to pick up some type of preventative health modality that you can include into your family, include into your individual life, so that you can maintain your health as you yet age. Don't wait And that's why we created this type of platform. That's why we came out with everything that we're doing. We were trying to gear this toward the youth. Now I understand that I'm not necessarily for the kids, so to speak, um, but the idea is for the kids. The idea is for the youth. The idea is for the family structure. The idea is for us to catch it as soon as we can and start to implement it into our lives. And so if you don't follow somebody like myself telling you about preventative health methods, then unfortunately you will go down there and take a jab because you don't get it. You're not learning. You're not researching the things that you need to do. You're caught in the maze. You're caught in the system. You're caught in the cage, and you're so fearful, and you're so um, uh, uh, subordinate to what's going on. You're so engineered to what's happening that when you read the news, or that when they tell you, the scientists tell you that it's safe, you go do it. Okay, when all you need to hear is them tell you it's okay, and to you it's okay, and you don't want to do any more research outside of that. You don't want to hear anything else outside of them telling you that it's okay. And that's okay. That's okay for those of you that think that way, for those of you that live that way, for those of you that are fighting in that particular battle. We all are trying to get out of this cage. We all are trying to really obtain true freedom, right? And it's not being imprisoned in a system, it's not being imprisoned in an institution, it's not even being imprisoned in a particular conditioned way of thinking, but we're trying to break the chains of those things and free ourselves, right? And so you're going to need to be listening to those things that are freeing. Freeing means giving you the power to do the things that you need to do for yourself, and you don't be totally dependent on a system, an institution, or a people telling you what's good for you. You want to know what's good for you. And a lot of us here in America, we do have this mentality that it's our right to live the way that we want to. It's our right. That's the whole part of America. You get to embrace who you are, you get to express who you are, and you don't have to worry about religion and rules and laws keeping that down and suppressing that, quote unquote, right? That's how it's supposed to be. And we take that level of freedom that we are getting here, and we tend to differentiate ourselves from everybody else based on this freedom. But I have to ask you the question of, are you really free? Because freeness comes in the freeness of being able to think freely for yourself, do freely for yourself, and be freely for yourself. And I don't think that you can actually really accomplish the freeness that we're really seeking in a place like this. In a place like this, I don't really see it happening, which is why you see so many people that are blacksiting, right? That are exiting this particular environment because people are starting to consciously wake up to the simple fact that this ecosystem is imprisoning us, and we're really not free to be and to think and to do the things that we would like to do for ourselves. And so even when you're talking about neighborhoods, the way where I live in here, you got an HOA here. So although you may have came into some money, you may have gotten to a particular point in your life where you can get into a nice community, and then the community will put laws on you that where you can't do your dirt in your front and backyard the way that you want to. You can't make your yard look through any kind of way. You can't plant anything in your yard. You can't dig anything in your yard without asking permission, right? So then you're not free to do what you want to do, although you have gotten to a particular place in life, you gotten to a particular status in life, and you're still having to follow rules and regulations. You're never ever really out of the prison of the ecosystem that we call capitalism, that we are entrenched in the United States of America, right? And so again, listening to people like myself and others, we are giving you the incentive to be more preventative minded in how you're treating your body, your mind, your spirit, and all of the other things that go along with this particular journey and this life experience, okay? And so what I'm trying to do is allow you guys to understand is that why would they incentivize you to do something that they really don't even know a whole lot about themselves? Why is this such a big hurting thing, and why are we trying to hurry up and get to some limited freedoms that we think we have? We're just trying to hurry up and get back to normality when normality was limited. And what I'm saying is, why you have this time, why you have this isolation, why you're in this particular state of regress, right? You're in this particular state of being able to think, being able to kind of contemplate, being able to meditate, and being able to pray, and being able to request what how you want to revamp your life and how you want to reinitiate your energy back out into this system again. Then we need to really devise an idea, devise a particular life plan that will not allow us to get so caught up in the trenches like we did before the pandemic. Okay. And then you also want to put up some type of roadblock, some type of blocks to, so you can say, okay, well, when the system tries to lock me into these things, I gotta know X, Y, and Z, so I'm always able to escape. I'm always able to get out of the prison of thought that they're trying to sell to us, that they tell live vision to us, right? And so you want to be able to have that knowledge. This is where you come and get that knowledge at, on the HerbMan platform, where you're able to learn about herbs, and you're able to learn about the efficacy of fruits, and you're able to learn about the efficacy of vegetables, and you're able to learn about the efficacy of physical activity, so that you can understand that when people say exercise, it's not talking about running and jogging and sweating and lifting weights and all of that. That's what you think it is. But exercising is just simply releasing the energy, right? Exercising the demon. The demon is the stress. The demon is the depressed. The demon is the suppressed, right? And you need to get that out of you. And how you get that out of you? Nature, where you can come out here, scream at the top of your lungs. You ain't got to worry about the nature getting no COVID, right? So you can scream, you can let it out. You don't have to be masked up when you're in nature. Okay, you can be free again, free to think, free to be, and free to do what you want to do when you're in nature. When you're in your job, you can't do that. When some of y'all, when you're in your relationships, you can't be you, do you. And you see what I'm saying? When you're in your home, you can't be you, do you. When you're in your school, you can't be you, do you. When you're out here in society, you can't always be you, do you, right? But if you can get to a place, right, somewhere in nature, quietness, where you could be you, do you, all right? If you're tired of quietness, get loud in nature. If you're tired of loudness, get quiet in nature. Okay, but you can come here and you can find what's missing, those missing elements. Okay, and again, when people are incentivizing you to take issues to yourself with limited knowledge, that tells you how imprisoned and how engineered we are. I mean, how free are we really are? How free do we want to be? And I thought that the battle for freedom was always continual, that it never had stopped. When did we arrive that we're so free, but then at the same time, we're so imprisoned to what they tell us to do? How can that be? The objective is freedom, okay? Freeing your mind. That's what the objective should be. And when you're able to take on different modalities other than what is being thrown down your throat, when you're able to eat a variety of foods other than that which you're being fed, right? When you're able to research and learn other dynamics of information other than that which you're being given through television, video, radio, and all this types of stuff, then you're able to now find your freedom yourself. You're able to find what is compatible to your individual person, what is conducive to your higher levels of understanding and your higher levels of experience while you're here. You should be having high levels of conscious experiences while you're here. You should be inundated in and out with God with everything that you do. You should not have to look into a book to get to know God. You should be looking at every single thing and aspects of a relationship between you and Mother Nature and the creator of the universe. It should it should be very simple. You should be intertwined. All of your experiences should be a benevolent of a relationship between you and the creator that you know exists. So what are the incentives? The incentives is preventative health modalities will keep you away from vaccines, away from pharmaceuticals, away from allopathic situations that you got to go in and out. Now, some stuff may happen. If you get into a car accident and you need surgery, you're going to have to go to the allopathic doctors. Okay? But as far as you talking about living long, living strong, then you need two things to do that, and that's vitality, once again. And vitality without obstructions will get you to longevity. And so the things that you got to do to keep your vitality up are energy. That's your energy. Your vitality is your energy. If you have your energy levels at a certain level, there is nothing that can befall the body. There's nothing that can befall the spirit. There's nothing that can befall the emotional state of man. And there's nothing that can befall the mental state of man. You'll have everything that you need when your energy levels are up, because high energy levels also mean a higher plane of thinking, a higher plane of consciousness. So if your energy levels is always just coming to your root chakra, then that's all you know how to utilize is from the feet to the root chakra, right? If your energy levels only come up to the sacral chakra or to the heart chakra, then that's it. But there's more levels. There's more levels that energy needs to get to, and one of them needs to get into our minds, and so that we're able to think freely. We're able to think on a more higher conscious level about the things that we need to do, the things that we need to be, and who we really are as star people, as individuals here in this planet realm. And you got to know how to get that. You got to know how to understand that. Because again, if all you're listening to is society and social media, right, whether it be TV, radio, or what's on your little Palm Pilot right there, it's all social engineering. And I'm not saying that there's not any truth in all of those things. There are truths planted in all of these lies. But that's where you come in at and have to do the digging. You got to do the research. Now, if HOA tell you can't dig, then what you're going to do. And what I mean by HOA is I'm saying that when research stops you from getting that information, or when institutions try to tell you, no, you can't do that, or don't listen to them, or allopathic is the only way. Right? No, it's not. Allopathic came from somewhere, and where it came from was natural medicine, not traditional medicine, not this medicine, not that medicine, but natural medicine. So what's the difference between natural and traditional? In traditional medicine, there are still things that are being utilized that are not natural or indigenous or alkaline to its environment that we use to try to help people do modalities. Traditional medicine, when you're talking about like some of the cell salts and all that type of stuff, and I'm not saying cell salts don't work, but you have to have a body that's able to break down those rock deposits. You see what I'm saying? So when you're taking cell salts, you got to make sure your kidney and your liver can filtrate those things, because those solids will collect in the body. Okay, so that's why you want to look at the cell salts for what they stand for, and then try to find the herbs, if at all possible, the foods, okay, that will bring in those substances, because those things will assimilate with the body. You don't put that much undue stress on kidneys and liver when you're getting it through the means of food. Make sure that you understand that food is your medicine and medicine is your food. What does that mean? That means that food must have a medicinal value and medicine must have a food value. Okay? So when you're taking medicine, it must have food value. When you are taking food, it must have medicinal value. And this is how you get over the hump of health. This is what we're trying to let the preteens know, and this is what we're trying to let the adolescents know, and this is what we're trying to let our young adults know, that you have to import and you have to bring in some type of preventative health modality to help you along your way. In my house, we have a home sauna, we got a rebounder, we got all these different things that really are not that costly, especially when you're looking at how much it's going to cost you when you get sick. So it's an investment that we're doing for ourselves, right? So I want an in-home sauna. I want a rebounder. I want to be able to go from the sauna to the cold shower. I want to be able to go outside, ground myself in the grass and the concrete, put my feet down there, allow me to get that electromagnetic pulsation coming from Mother Earth itself to rejuvenate me and also elevate my energy levels, right? That's what you want to do. And then you want to be able to go right back in the house, or you want to be able to stay out here, do some exercises. Remember, exercise is not about just running and jogging, but it could be meditating, it could be yoga, it could be Tai Chi, it could be ligament stretching, anything to release. It could be massaging. That's a level of exercising, because all we're doing is exorcising. We are releasing the demon. We're releasing the energy, the low energy, the bad energy. We're releasing the negative energy. We're getting all of that out of us, right? And so, what are two things that we got to worry about when we're talking about the body, you guys? We already know there's only two sides to this story: acidic and alkalinity, right? And so, based on what we're dealing with, we know that acidosis has to be in disease, and alkalinity has to be in how we're able to combat that thing, right? But don't get it twisted. Both of these are acids, and both of these will burn you up if you sway one side to the other. Why? Balance is the key to both of these particular things. And so, when you're in disease and when you're in high acidosis, you're going to need some alkalinity to bring you back into balance. And you got to understand what foods can do that. You got to understand what medicines can do that. And so the two medicines or the two food groups that you want to look at when you're talking about preventative health, you're going to be looking at fruits, and you're going to be looking at what else? Herbs. Fruits and herbs. Add more fruits and add more herbs to your food so that you can have what? The nutritional supplementation that you need from the herbs. And then the fruits will give you all of the other stuff as far as your energy is concerned, your carbohydrates, your proteins, your all of your antioxidants, all of your phytonutrients, all of your flavonoids, all of these things that you need to keep the body disease free. You're talking about vitamin C. If you're eating fruits, you're going to get a lot of vitamin C, which is going to keep cold and flu away from you. Okay. Then with those fruits, and also you're going to get a lot of fructose, right? Fructose and glucose equals sucrose. So you're going to get a lot of the sugar that you need to get through your day through fruits. And as long as you're eating fruits with the skin on it, as long as you're eating fruits with seeds in it, then the fiber that comes with the fruit will subside the fructose and allow the body to assimilate it in the proper way. But if you're eating fruits without the fiber, then yes, it can spike your sugar levels. And that's what diabetics got all wrong. Eat fruits with the seed, with the skin, okay? And the fiber from those fruits will balance out the fructose in that thing, and it should not bother any diabetics. And if so, then there are always going to be low index fruits that you can eat that's still going to, you still got to eat them the same way though. Regardless of their low index, high index, it's not about necessarily which one of those you need. You know which one of those you need. It's how you got to take these fruits. They got to have seeds, and they got to retain the skin on them for the most part, so that you can add that fiber in with that sugar, and then let them two do what they got to do to balance each other out. The herbs that come in, we do a lot of sea moss for the digestive system. That's fine. But you also want to look at moringa. You also want to look at bladderwrack and burdock root. And you also want to look at alfalfa, one of the most nutritious herbs on planet Earth. I done told y'all this 1,000 times. You can go through my videos. All right. I even got the herb of the day for alfalfa, just to kind of let you guys see the superpower that has for us. And we keep going to some of these other herbs when a lot of times the herb that is not being readily used or not being utilized that much, that's the one you want. So alfalfa, put those in your foods. When you're low on energy, when you're really needing live foods, then that's where microgreens come in, you guys. We're able to grow these things, man. And you know, everybody knows that a baby is more healthier than an adult, for the most part. And so that's the same thing that we think about when we're talking about microgreens, catching them in that baby stage, whether it be sprout or whether it be the true leaf stage. And you're catching it when that it has so much potency, so much potential of growth in it, and so much energy to grow, so much ambition to grow. And you're getting all of that life in the microgreen. And so now you're able to utilize these microgreens and make your green juices, and you're doing it with live foods that are purely alive. They're not dead. The apple didn't fall off the tree. You're not picking it up off the ground. It's not been in the stores for 2 or 3 weeks before it gets you. You actually taking these microgreens from their livelihood and putting them right into your body, and you can't beat that, and you can't exchange that for anything. So when we're talking about, again, a preventative health modalities, preventative health tools, these are some of the things. Eat microgreens, eat herbs with your food. When you're cooking collard greens, when you're cooking cabbage, when you're cooking all these other little greens that you cook, sprinkle a little alfalfa in there. You won't taste it. When you're cooking, when you're making a salad, put some alfalfa sprouts on top of it. You see what I'm saying? Make sure you're incorporating alive food in with your dead food, your processed stuff. I would say get rid of all of your dead and processed food, but we know that one step at a time is what it's going to take to change the mind. So I encourage you to just do one step at a time. But young people out there, the young whippersnappers, start getting on your parents' case about what they cooking. Start getting on mama about, mama, you committing homicide by spoon and fork in the kitchen. Now, we don't need to be eating that meat every day. We ain't finna do nothing but go to sleep. Now, as a kid, you don't have too much power because you're not making any money. But at the same time, your suggestions will continue to start weighing heavy on your parents' mind about what they are cooking and why, and how to find the time and how to find the information to make sure that they're bringing in the right things. Sometimes it's going to take the kids to change the parents' mentality on what they're doing. Sometimes it may take that, and I'm not saying that we all need to be vegan and we all need to be vegetarian and we all need to be this or that. But what I'm trying to say is that we all still really need to do our part in being preventative on our health matters. Now, that's going to be whatever that conversation needs to be within our households. Period. And it doesn't matter if it comes from the mouth of a babe or if it comes from the mouth of an elder. At the end of the day, preventative health modalities are going to be the thing that's going to keep you away from all of these farce incentives, all of these man-made, things that they're making and they're trying to put inside of us for some reason. Knowing the art of growing your food should be a staple in our schools. If nothing else, you should be able to, home ec or something like that and learn how to plant a few different things in the garden. Children should have a basis of how to do a homestead. Homestead education is going to be great for us. We're going to need a little bit of that. And so these are the things, man, that we're trying to promote, and hopefully we can get enough of you guys to share the videos, to tell somebody to go tell somebody about what we're talking about what's going on, understanding that these incentives are only drawing you in because you know nothing else, because you're listening, because you're vulnerable. And how you take back your power, how you take back that vulnerability, how you take back and really change the game on what they think is, because they're banking that you're not going to do anything. It's not that you don't want to take the vaccine, it's that you don't want to do anything, right? And so what we need to do is say, okay, you know what? I'm going to do something, but I may not necessarily take the jab, but I'm going to do something. And the something that I'm going to do is just implement preventative health modalities within my life from the time of me being 12 years old, 10 years old. I'm going to have a voice and an opinion about what it is that I want to eat. I want to research about what it is that the body needs. Right now, we understand all it needs is energy. So you just need food with energy. Most of those are going to be food with life in it. And most foods are going to be with life in it is going to be your fruits and your herbs, man, that you're getting out fresh out of the garden, okay? And alongside of that, and can be some vegetables as well. So these are what we got to think about, man, before they really come up with a deal you probably can't refuse. So before they come up with that deal that you can't refuse, and next thing you know, you'll be down there taking an unknown jab, open your mind, your heart, open your spirit, and listen to what nature is telling you. Because I love you guys, man, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So go tell somebody your homie HerbMan was on. And until next time, love HerbMan.
Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.